Hello everyone and welcome back to CraftersMC Skyblock. This is episode 9 and well, it's been a while. I don't think I've logged onto the Skyblock island for like 5 to 6 days just because I've been really busy. And I've also been on vacation and it was a nice break, but we are now back on the grind. Quickly to recap what we've done since the last episode is first we've harvested a ton of melons like always. And we have now collected almost 4 million melons. And we are now server rank number 9, which is actually kind of crazy. It's probably still gonna take us a while to get even close to number 1, but we're slowly getting there. And then we crafted all of those melons into enchanted melons, sold them in the auction house, got like a ton of money, and then we made a really big purchase and spent 2.5 million coins on a tree capitator. And I know spending almost 3 million coins on an axe seems like a lot, but there was actually 2 reasons we got this. First off, the recipe for this takes 8 stacks of enchanted obsidian, which is like 100,000 pieces of obsidian. That would take literally forever to collect, and all of our minions are working on other things, so we couldn't really use an obsidian minion, so it was just easier to buy it instead. And then the actual use for this axe is to harvest melons. Obviously, this is also an upgrade to the jungle axe, so this will be really good for mining logs. But if we come to our melons here and start flying, this mines melons insanely fast. And I have like no clue why, but like we can get through a row of melons in less than 10 seconds, which is kind of insane. So this axe will definitely help with the collections of our melons, and I'm pretty sure that's pretty much all we did in between episodes. Actually, the one other thing we did do was craft up some more super compactors for our ice minions. With this new bookshelf tactic, mining cobblestone is like a ton faster now. And I also placed down our redstone minion again, so we were able to get like another 3 super compactors on our island, which was really nice to have. And this is actually my first time logging onto the server since my vacation, so these minions have just been working for like 5 days straight. And all the minions without super compactors are full, so we can actually pick up all of this ice first, and that's almost 2 stacks of enchanted ice. And then if we check the ones who did have super compactors, oh, they were actually able to get a piece of enchanted packed ice. That's amazing. And then some more enchanted ice as well. That's awesome. And then this guy is 1 as well, and this guy, yeah, this guy is 1 as well. That's 3 pieces of enchanted packed ice. And we can also just quickly check our redstone minions inventory. Oh wait, that's actually a pretty decent amount of redstone. We also had a couple of diamond spreading upgrades in some of these guys as well, and all of that gave us like a stack of enchanted diamonds, which is really nice. So overall, that's another 5 pieces of enchanted packed ice, which brings us up to almost half a stack. So we're slowly getting closer to being able to craft frozen blaze armor. And then we can check up on some of our other minions as well. Our melon minion should have, yeah, a decent amount of melons, but it also has a stack of enchanted diamonds. All right, yeah, diamond spreading in a melon minion is like really good. What? And I actually think if we pick up all of these melons and check our collections, we should be over 4 million melons collected now. Yeah, we are. Nice. And then the last minions we have are the mob minions up here, and these actually used to be zombie minions, but I replaced them for spider minions, and it looks like all of their inventories are full. And that is a really good amount of string and spider eyes, but what is even better is if we come down here, I've made a little opening, and I added a bunch more chests to this mob dropper, and I'm pretty sure most, if not all of these chests are filled with either rotten flesh or string. Yeah, okay, we have a pretty good amount of like string and even like spider eyes. Oh my goodness. A pretty good amount of like rotten flesh as well. And yeah, I don't think some of these top chests are full, but a lot of these are. And we finally figured out how these mob droppers actually work. So when we're on the island AFK, that's when the mob dropper actually works, and that's when it becomes twice as efficient, because instead of these mob minions having to spawn in and kill a spider, it just needs to spawn in a spider and then they die down here. But when we're offline, the server, instead of spawning in the mobs, just calculates how much resources the minions should have collected. And so pretty much all that means is just that when we're not on, the minions just go at their regular speed. So when I had time, I was just AFKing here, and that is where all of these resources came from. This is actually insane. As we keep expanding, we'll definitely have to add more chests, and I'll probably actually have to make like a good way to access those chests, because this hole right here doesn't look very good. But for right now, that works, and we now have a bunch of rotten flesh as well as string and spider eyes. And now we're pretty much caught up to speed, and all of our minions should be working working again. So now we can finally get back to grinding. Checking our auctions, I do think we have a bunch of enchanted melon slices here that sold, which is amazing. So we can collect up all of this money, and that was almost 700,000 coins. This is why melons are the greatest items in the game. Now the plans for this episode is I want to get new armor and a new sword. I don't know if we are gonna get it, but I want to get close at least. And then the other thing I want to do is add a whole nother layer of just melons above our potato farm, because mining all of these melons is good, but it takes them a while to grow. But with another layer of melons, we'll pretty much be able to mine melons continuously without running out. And I think that's actually where we're gonna start off. So first we're gonna mine up all of the melons we currently have. Also, I forgot to mention this earlier, but I found out this flying melon trick by a YouTuber by the name of Lectern. They had a really good tips and tricks video on just CraftersMC in general, and this was one of them, and this is like so useful. So yeah, huge shout out to him. He does like a bunch of tutorials and stuff on CraftersMC on his channel. You should definitely go check him out. But yeah, with the entire melon field harvested, now we can build another layer, and I think we're gonna build it over the potato farm, which kind of sucks because I do really like how this potato farm looks, but I think it's also probably for the better because like mobs love falling off of the islands and just trampling all of these potatoes. So like all farms, we're gonna have to first buy and place a ton of dirt. And I do still need to light up the entire field, but for now that should be good. We have all of the melons planted. I also quickly harvested, and it looks like we sold a bunch more melons as well, so we can collect up all of this money. And I think we're gonna actually use all the money that we've gathered up to start upgrading our sword and our armor. Now you might be wondering why we used both zombie and spider minions in our dropper, and the reason is we need like a bunch of the resources they drop. So first off, for the new sword we want to craft, if we check Spider Eye level 9, I think, yeah, we unlock the leaping sword recipe. And this sword gives 150 damage. It also gives 100 strength and plus 25% crit damage. And it also has a leaping ability, which looks really interesting, but it is pretty expensive. It costs 24 enchanted fermented spider eyes, and to craft one of them, you need 64 enchanted spider eyes, which means we need 24 stacks of enchanted spider eyes, and we are currently at 4.5. So I think we're probably gonna let our spider minions keep working throughout this episode, and then we'll focus on the sword later on. But then for the armor, if we check our recipe book and then check Slayer recipes, there's a bunch of items in here that we haven't really looked at yet, but the stuff I want to focus on is the Revenant armor. I actually don't know if I mentioned this or not, but in a stream a couple of weeks ago, we did some more Slayers, and we were actually able to get up to Slayer level 4. Since there were so many people there as well, we were actually able to defeat a tier 4 zombie slayer, which was kind of insane. Again, they have 1.5 million health, but the people who were in that stream were like overpowered, and the zombie slayer died in like 2 seconds. We are definitely nowhere close to being that overpowered, so I think we're gonna stick to killing slayer level 3s for right now. Now, since we were actually able to unlock zombie slayer level 4, we got the Revenant boots and Revenant leggings recipe, and the recipes for these are pretty expensive, but I think we do have enough resources to craft both the pants and the boots. There isn't a helmet to this armor set for some reason, but there is a chest plate which you unlock in level 5 zombie slayer, and it is a lot more expensive. But before we can even craft this, we have to unlock the recipe first, which means we have to get to zombie slayer level 5, which means getting 5,000 zombie slayer experience, and this is probably gonna take a while. I'm pretty sure you get the experience by defeating these bosses, and a tier 3 gives 100 zombie slayer experience, which, if I did my math correctly, means we need to kill 50 tier 3 zombie slayers, which is not only gonna take us a lot of time, but also a ton of money, because each zombie slayer costs 20,000 coins. But either way, I think we have enough money, so we're gonna try and get to zombie slayer level 5. And actually, just quickly before we start, I want to upgrade our wand of healing to the wand of mending, and I'm pretty sure that costs a wand of healing and 12 enchanted dark oak logs, as well as a revenant Revenant Viscera, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's 2 stacks of Revenant Flesh and then half a stack of Enchanted String, which we should have the resources for. Oh yeah, we have a bunch of Revenant Flesh. So we can craft up one of those. Collect a bunch of Dark Oak Logs with our new Tree Capitator. Oh wow, this Tree Capitator is actually so good, what? And we should now be able to upgrade to the Wand of Mending, which does 90 hearts for 7 seconds, and it costs 100 mana, which sounds pretty good. Oh, also, I'm pretty sure killing fire envoys actually gives more experience than killing, like, a zombie in the graveyard, so I think we're gonna do this instead. Like, we only have to kill 57 of these guys, whereas I think we have to kill, like, 70 zombies or something like that. And then just before we have enough kills, we can come into the caves, kill a couple more of these guys, spawn in the boss, and then hopefully not die. And that is our first Slayer defeated. Now we just gotta do that another 49 times. And after about an hour and a half, we were able to kill about 20 Slayers, and that got us up to about halfway there. I am really running out of time though, so I don't think we're gonna be able to get the chest plate in this episode, but we're getting closer, so hopefully by the start of next episode, we should be able to get it. But we can at least start by trying to craft the leggings and the boots. Also, we got like so much Revenant Flesh from killing all of those Slayers. It's actually kind of insane. Now, to get this armor, we're first gonna need to craft up a bunch of this Revenant Viscera. Thankfully, we do have a bunch of resources for this. Oh, and we have just enough Enchanted String to craft up 5, which is exactly the amount we need. We can also grab a couple stacks of Enchanted Diamonds, head over to our crafting table. I'm pretty sure the recipe for the pants is just like this. There we go. And then I think the recipe for the boots goes something like this. Yeah, there we go. And I don't think we've actually talked much about this armor, but this is going to be really good for killing Slayers faster. It gives 120 health and 50 defense, and then with a full set bonus, it upgrades our healing wands and grants 100 defense against zombies. So yeah, this is gonna be like really good for doing zombie Slayers, and it also looks really cool as well. And then hopefully we'll be able to get the chest plate in the next episode and then start killing some more zombies and then really upgrade this armor. For now, I think we're gonna be sticking with blaze armor though, because we don't even have enchants on these, and the blaze armor together is a lot better. And then the last thing I want to focus on in this episode is trying to get the leaping sword, because this thing looks really cool and it looks like it does a ton of damage. Again, we do have this really good Revenant Falchion, but it's only really good for Slayers, whereas the leaping sword is going to be good for everything. To start off, we actually have to unlock the recipe, and we need to collect another 2,000 spider eyes to do that, and it looks like all of our spider minions are full, so I'm hoping this should be enough. Oh, we literally need less than 300 spider eyes. Okay, this shouldn't take us too long at all to collect them, hopefully. And that took a lot longer than I expected, but we are now on Spider Eye level 9. Now, to actually craft this thing, we first need 24 stacks of enchanted spider eyes. We're currently at 5 stacks, but this is why we have all of our spider minions going, because we should have so much spider eyes. Okay, never mind. Even with like 2 double chests full of spider eyes, that only gave us like another stack of enchanted spider eyes, so I think we're just gonna go and buy a bunch. Oh, they're actually selling on the auction house for like 85,000 coins. This is actually pretty good. And never mind, I am completely out of coins. We were able to buy like 8 stacks, which brings us up to like 16 stacks in total, so we're getting closer. But while doing Slayers, I might have died with like 1,000,000 coins and I didn't realize, but we don't have to talk about that. So yeah, we would have had enough money, but that happened, so I guess we won't be getting the sword this episode. We are slowly getting overpowered though. It's just taking us a little bit of time. That is gonna be all the time we have for this episode though, so thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you all did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and other than that, hope you all have an awesome rest of your day.